Hey my fools, welcome back to my channel. So I used to always ask my grandmother whenever she was cooking, what you cooking? So now I'm asking myself that same question. What you cooking, girl? So I'm making one of my favorite dishes, stewed okra. And in this okra, there's going to be sausage as well as shrimp. So the first thing we're gonna do is brown our sausage, and you can use any type of sausage, even like tofurkey or soy chorizo, but this is like meat sausage. So brown that. While that's doing its thing in that pot, I'm gonna go ahead and chop 3/4 of a red onion. So for me, I don't really worry about chopping the onions like super fine. I just chop them, leave little chunky pieces here and there, but not really worrying too much. So once the onions are finished and the sausage is finished, I just take them out and put them onto a napkin to kind of get the grease off of there. And once I get all of the sausage out of the pot, I go ahead and put those onions into the pot. Now you'll see in the pot, of course, there's little particles down at the bottom of the pot, which is totally fine because the onions are gonna really get all of that sausage flavor, and the onions just cook those down until they are soft. So once I finish kind of cooking the onions down a bit, I like to add in some butter. So I usually do about a tablespoon of butter, maybe 3/4 of butter. Just add that in there and allow it to soften, and then I just start kind of moving the butter around, mixing it in with the onions as well as the juices from the sausage. Okay, so here I add in flour. So for myself, I like to make things kind of like chunky, and it's totally okay because once you mix in everything else, you'll see that it will start to break up. But I just like to mix everything and clump things together. It's just something that I like to do. So the next thing will be to add in the diced tomatoes. Make sure you drain that and then just go ahead and mix it all together with those onions and that butter and that flour. So at this point, my heat is on the level 2 if you have like the numbers, so not too high just yet because I don't want to overdo it right now. So then the next thing will be to add in the tomato sauce. So 1 can of the tomato sauce, or I believe I use 10 ounces or maybe it's 12 ounces, but just whatever can you have, use that can, 1 can. And then of course we will mix everything together. So we want to get everything in and have all of our flavors getting into that sauce. And then we want to, of course, bring it to a boil. So I turn the heat up like a notch, so I'm probably at 3 or 4 at this point because I really want to get this sauce boiling. Okay, I know you're probably like, where's the okra? Right here. So now we will put in the frozen okra. Some people use fresh, frozen, it really doesn't matter. I like to use frozen okra. Okay, so when you gonna season? Here we are right here. I use salt, Creole seasoning, paprika, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and a pinch of cayenne. So all of the seasoning, oh, and parsley. So all of the seasoning, I do a teaspoon of everything except for the cayenne pepper. I do like a pinch of cayenne pepper because it's very, very spicy. So if you notice here, I'm being very gentle with moving it because okra is very slimy. And I don't like my okra slimy. I don't know about you guys, but no slime for me. Looks good, huh? I know, but we are not done. Let's go ahead and add back in the sausage. And then after all the sausage is back in there, we're gonna top this off with water. I do like 2 cups, and I just wanna cover what's already in the pot right now. Always remember to be gentle. Like, gentle is best when it comes to okra because you do not want slime. So now we're gonna just go ahead and cover it for about 10 minutes and then go ahead and come back to it because we want to continuously make sure that we're checking it so none of the food is sticking to the bottom, and add water as needed. One more tip. So another way to make sure that your okra will not be slimy is to shake your pot. So we are cooking this okra for about like 35 minutes. But in between that time, every 10 minutes or so, we want to come back and make sure that none of the food is sticking to the bottom. So just kind of whirl the spoon around every now and again, and also add more water as needed. And I like to add in like a quarter of water each time. So after our 30 minutes are up, we can go ahead and add in our shrimp last, because it doesn't take the shrimp as long as everything else. We do not want our shrimp to be like gummy, so we put these in at the last minute and then allow this to cook down for an additional like 15 minutes. Now, the thing that I like to do is add brown sugar on top, just because the brown sugar helps with the tartness of that tomato sauce, and then also I like a little brown sugar here and there, you know, it doesn't hurt. So now we are reaching our final stages. So I'm just mixing everything together, trying to make sure to get all the seasoning in good. And then we're going to cover this back up to let it finish cooking. Oh yeah, and don't forget our tip.
Shake the devil off. In the name of Jesus. Shake him off.
Ooh, it is done. It looks good. Y'all, when I tell you the kitchen smelled so amazing, like I'm hungry just looking at this. So now you no longer see that slime. While it's still kind of finishing up a little bit, I have the rice cooker going, and the rice is almost finished. And I love using the rice cooker because we don't have time for burnt or gummy rice. Okay, here's our finished product. Just sprinkle a little parsley on top, and here we go. Looks so good, huh? Anyways, thank you so much guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.